It's time for PM Team Sports Court. Our buddies from Edgar Snyder Associates, they're on our YouTube channel and X page right now. Nick Katko, Rob Fisher back here. And we have not really had a chance to dig into idiot Lions fan. And maybe I should be careful how I refer to him because I don't want to be...
Alleged idiot Lions fan. You've got to be very nice.
I don't want to get...
Just say allegedly before you say anything.
You do not want his Cartoon Network lawyers coming after you, Pony.
So it's $100 million.
Alleged Cartoon Network.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. This is... Hold on. Rob, would this work in a blanket fashion if I just said the entirety of this conversation will be alleged? Like everything said in this is protected by the thought of the... It's all alleged.
It could be.
Okay,
yes, it could,
there we go.
Hurt.
All right. So we've not talked about this $100 million lawsuit with you guys in a while. How much money do you think DK Metcalf is at risk for losing out on here? What are your thoughts with legal fees and obviously what his name being tied into this suit does and being the guy that actually did, I guess, the act that set this whole thing off? From your perspective, from your expert perspective, give us a take on that.
So real quick, before we even go into that, with this lawsuit stuff, so that number you see, so in Pennsylvania, you can't say a number. You can't say, I want, my toe got broken, I want $30 million. You just say, give me money because I was injured. In Michigan, you throw a number up, and it's just strategic. It's just to bring people like you to talk about. It says $100 million. The number's not really relevant. It's just something that's there. In terms of what I think he will pay, depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah, it depends. It's like the favorite lawyer phrase is it depends, but it really does. And a lot of it, Rob and I were talking about it. We actually found the court filing online, and we were reading through all 30 pages of it before this. There's some things that, I'm not sure are super strong in it, particularly if, some of the reports that are out there that he was harassing Metcalf in 2024. If there's any truth to that, I think it undercuts a lot of it. That's all alleged, of course.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Okay, so this is a question I've had about this just because this Lions fan just rubs me and I think a lot of people that are probably not immediate family of the guy the wrong way. Is there any chance like a guy like Metcalf could countersue him? Like how common is it? Like everyone saw on camera what happened. I don't even have to say allegedly in this case. Can DK Metcalf, or is it common for people in Metcalf's position to try to countersue and to go after this guy and turn the old tables on him?
So again, depends. We don't know enough of the facts to know the history. If it were true that in 2024 this guy was harassing DK in Seattle and he had to report him, if it's true that he targeted DK again, and now if it were in theory true that everything DK said was accurate and this guy's lying, then in theory he would be damaging DK's reputation, right? I mean, he didn't lose any money because they paid him. He didn't lose the guaranteed contract, so that's not a damage. So in theory, yes. I think he could do something. We just don't know enough of the reality. But here's the deal. It's all going to come out. I mean, we are going to find out all this stuff. How obnoxious or allegedly obnoxious this guy was, what he did say, has he said these things in the past? It's all, you're going to hear it all.
How about the slander part of it, where a big part of this lawsuit is he is alleging that harm was done to him because Metcalf told podcasters that he had said racist, vile things, and he's claiming that those aren't true. The NFL couldn't find any evidence that it's true. So he threw Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson in there too in this lawsuit. How difficult would it be for him to prove the slander part of it? Or does all he have to prove, guys, is that he was done harm by these comments? Like, how does that work?
Well, you do have to prove actual harm, right? At least in Pennsylvania. And so there's some references in the court filing that says his business's reputation was harmed and he's going to lose money from it. If it's proven, there might be some teeth to it. I'm not so sure how far it goes, to be honest with you.
Would he have to show his books and be like, look, this is the amount of business I lost because of this? Like, he'd have to show like a year-over-year loss in business or something like that?
Yeah, but business or in general, he could go into future losses, right? Because his reputation is so damaged because of what he is portrayed as. His business has irreparable harm even into the future. Like he's going to lose X dollars a year just because nobody's going to call him for whatever business he has.
Now, how about this update from the Detroit Free Press on the Detroit Police Department? This story came out a couple days ago that the police department there has been investigating. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office confirmed this, that Detroit police submitted a warrant request on January 21st regarding this case. What does that all mean?
Here we go.
Jeez, yeah, I mean, if you got
it's hard to say. That's a criminal proceeding, so nothing in terms of bearing. I don't know what, I couldn't speculate as to what they would be looking for. I mean, you saw it all in the video.
Right.
I don't know what else they would do because it's all on video. Well, at least DK's actions in quotes are all on video. I don't know what they would be doing, but I also read somewhere that they haven't filed any charges, and I didn't see anything where they said they were going to file charges. So that's hard to say. Who knows?
How could you file charges when there was no physical harm done to the guy?
And when the guy said, "Yeah, I got what I wanted out of this whole exchange."
Exactly. Well,
that's what undercuts this whole thing, right? Is
it feels to me, guys, it feels to me like the scene in Caddyshack where Dangerfield gets his arm hit by a golf ball, waits 2 seconds, goes, "Ah, my arm, it's broken." Like it feels like that kind of slapstick vibe to this whole thing.
Well, and here's the kicker. This is what we were saying earlier. We were kind of going through if this was us, and we would never take this case, but if this was us and we had a client, there's things we wouldn't have done. Like we would have never had a press conference. We would never have let him speak at said press conference. Every time he is out there in public, he's basically putting his credibility out there. So then when these other things do come out, allegedly, then he is going to have credibility issues right off the bat, right? You don't want your people out there just talking. It's not good.
Yeah. So I'm not so sure that, and again, this is all
alleged.
Up to his lawyer, I guess, but allegedly up to his lawyer and him. I probably wouldn't have included Ford Field Management in the lawsuit. I can kiss his season tickets goodbye.
Yeah. So what do you think's next for this? Like what happens next? What do you think the timeline is with a lawsuit this big with so much money and so many people involved in it, guys?
So the first thing that's going to happen is the respective parties the defense parties are going to try to get portions of it thrown out. For instance, there's I think it's count 3. There's a conspiracy allegation that the NFL and the Steelers and DK and Shannon Sharp and all the parties were conspiring against this guy. They're going to try to get that thrown out right away. As much of this they can get off the complaint, that's the first step. That's going to take 6 months
at least
before you even get the depositions and you get all these witnesses that saw him in 24 and all the stuff from this year. I mean, you're 6 to 8 months before they're asking a question of any witnesses.
Just a quick question before we let you guys run. Who do you think would defend DK Metcalf here? Would it be a team attorney, or do you think he would get independent representation in a situation like this?
Well, they're alleging, a lot of what they're alleging against DK is under the guise of what we call respondeat superior. And that just means if you're working, your employer is on the hook for your damages. So I would bet it's probably a lawyer that's involved with the team, whether it's an insurance company lawyer or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Nick Katko, Rob Fisher, the PM Team Sports Court, our friends at Edgar Snyder and Associates. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
And go
guys.
Bucks.
Appreciate it.
And
I
go
was going to
Bucks.
say, well, Rob,
And go Bucks.
Pony has him at 84-78 or 85-77 after yesterday's maneuvers. He is starting to get bucko fever. We're going to have to take his temperature soon here, Rob.
That's pretty strong.
Thank you. I think I'll take that as a compliment. Goodbye, boys.
Thanks, guys.